All right. I want to use this medium to welcome every one of you back to this class. Should I say this channel? This is the part two of the topic introduction to programming, basic programming language. And today is going to be more practical and we're going to be very fast because we want the video to be as short as possible, but covering basic informations that we need to cover. Okay, so without wasting time, let me share my screen with you so that we can see what we have today. Okay. Good. So, um, so welcome to class. We're still on Introduction to Basic Programming Language. Okay. So today we're going to be looking basically at writing a program to output the first 20 numbers. Then we're also looking at a program to output a multiple of 5 using loops. Then we'll also be looking at a program to output even and odd numbers using steps. And then a program to accept values and calculate the speed of the ball. And then an interactive program. Okay, so basically in this class today, these are the things we're going to be looking at. I do hope you enjoy yourself. I do hope you enjoy yourself. And it's going to be real short and hands-on, real short and practical. So follow me, please, just to plead with you. If you find this video very interesting and useful, kindly like, share, and subscribe so that if there are more videos that are educative and useful to you, you would have them just quickly. Okay. All right. So we've looked at some of the objectives. So let's go quickly into the program. Okay. Permit me to launch our QBasic because today is going to be hands-on. We're not be talking much. If you want to know about some of the basic introduction to using basic programming language, I'd like you to refer to part 1 of this video so that you can get a better understanding of it. Okay, so right now we're going into the practical. Now we've launched our QBasic. I told you that whenever you launch your QBasic, you see this blue screen. This blue screen, and you see a dialog box appearing as though it's obstructing your use. All you need to do, move to the second menu that says press escape to clear this dialog box. Okay, so I press it, it's gone. Okay, so right now bump into our programs. Okay, so now our first program, we are to write a program to output the first 20 numbers using uh, using loop. Okay, let me be sure. Let me be sure I'm sharing the screen with you. Okay, let's see. Let me share the program with you so that we can be together along. Okay, so share. Sorry, it's taking a little time. Good. Okay, so right now I believe you can see. Now, we want to write our first program, a simple program to output the first 20 numbers using a loop. Before I bump into this program, let me explain briefly what a loop is. A loop is simply a statement that is repeated until certain conditions are met. Okay? A loop is a statement that is repeated until certain conditions are met. Okay, so instead of writing a long program to achieve a simple task, we can use a loop to get that problem solved. Okay, using a loop, let's come straight in. Let's say RAM, sorry, numbering, then RAM. We're trying to give a remark of what the program is about. So this program is simply a simple program to output first 20 numbers. Okay, then 20, let's say CLS. You know what CLS is, to clear screen. And let's say 30. We'll write our loop straight. Say, if you want to write a loop, you use the for statement and then use a variable to hold the range of numbers. For I choose to use I is equals to 1 to 20. Remember that we are printing out the first 20 numbers. Okay, the first 20 numbers. So for I is equals to initial number 1 to the maximum number 20. Okay, then all I need to do 40, say print I. Now what it does if I say print I is that it's going to print the first number, which is 1. Okay, but thank God we're using a loop. Every loop in QBasic must have a for statement. Okay, every for statement in QBasic must have a nest. Okay, you use a loop, a for statement in QBasic together with a nest. Okay, so for I as the variable is equal to 1 to 20, that's a range. Print I, it prints the first one. Then next I. What this does is that printing I just prints the first number, which is 1. Then it goes down to check if it has gotten to the maximum number, which is 20. If it hasn't gotten to the maximum number, it goes back to this number 30 to execute it again, and then prints I again. This time it's going to be 2. Then comes to next, it checks if it has gotten to the maximum number. If it has not gotten to the maximum number, it goes back to the I again. It repeats the operation until it gets to the maximum number 20. Then once it has gotten to the maximum number 20, it will terminate. Okay, so 60, let's end. That's it. So if I say, I told you how to run the program, you can either come here and run it from here, or you can say Shift F5. See, that's it. First 20 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 20, using a loop. So I'd like you to take your time, go through this video over and over and over again in case you are asked simple question, maybe an interview question or in school or anywhere. Just write a simple basic statement to output the first 10 number or first 20 number. This is just all you need to do. Okay, the range of number is set at this number 30 for I. Necessarily, it doesn't have to be I. Use any variable like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, anyone you want, is equals to 1 to the range. If it's first 100 number, the maximum will be 100. If it's first 10 number, the maximum will be 10. So from 1 to 10. So this simple program has given us the first 20 number. Okay, so that's the first thing we're doing. Successfully, we've done it. So let's see the second thing. The second thing we're doing is to a program to output the multiple of 5. A program to output the multiple of 5. Okay, so let's go into it. Program to output the multiple of 5. This time, I want to introduce you to array. Okay, array. How to use an array. If you want to write an array statement in QBasic, you use the keyword dim. That dim stands for dimension. Okay, now this is the pattern. Simple. If you want to write an array in QBasic, first you use the dim statement, then the name of the array. I choose to just use array as the name. You can use anything you like. I choose to use array. Then you specify the range, the line range, okay? Me, I want the line to span to 10. So if your outputs or your statement is going to be more than 10, then you have to specify the number, okay? If you want to output 10 lines and then you are saying the array range should be 5, it's going to give an error statement, okay? So let me also edit this remark, a simple program to output multiple output the multiple of 5. Okay, that's 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 2, 10, like that. A simple program to do that. Okay, and I'm using an array, and I told you that if you want to use an array, you must use the keyword dim. Then give the array name, then specify the range. I've done that. Then 40. Okay. We want to the first 10 multiples of 5. That's why the dimension is, the range is 10, okay? First 10 multiple of 5. Okay, after dim array, the next thing is, let's use a loop statement, a for loop statement to specify the output of the number, to spread the number from 1 to 10. So for, I like to use the variable I again. For I is equals to 1 to 10. Because if I'm saying 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 2, 10, 5 times 3, 15. You discover that at the left-hand side, we're repeating 5 continuously. But at the right-hand side, we have to be changing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to 10. So we can't be writing that statement. It's going to be too long. Rather, we use a loop to spread 1 to 10, while we just repeat the 5. Okay, so the statement that handles that is this for statement. For I is equals to 1 to 10. This brings out the value 1 to 10. While 5 will just be multiplying it. You understand? Okay, so now for I is equals to 1 to 10. Okay, 50 will be array. So let's print. So let's say array I, that is this name of the array and this I will be equal to 5 asterisk whatever the value of I is. This I, remember that this statement is intended to split the figure from 1 to 10. So this I now would be the breakdown of 1 to 10. So what is holding, the variable holding 5 times 1 to 10 is array I. Okay, now let's say 60. We want to print array I. Now this 60 statement, what this thing does is that if you say print array I, it's just going to say 5 times the initial number, which is 1, and it's just give you 5. But we want the multiple, first 10 multiple of 5. So we need to nest it. Remember I said for every for statement in an array, as far as every for statement in QBasic must go with a nest. Okay, so 70 will now say next I, then 80 end. If I run this statement, okay, let me use this preferably. You see, these are the multiples of 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 2, 10, 5 times 10. Now, but it's not clear enough. I want it to be very interactive in such that a layman will be able to be convinced that actually what I did there was 5 times 1, 5. So can we put it in a statement such that it's going to say 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 2, like that, 5 times 2, 10, 5 times 3, 15. Okay, if we want to do that, this print is what we're going to adjust so that the statement will come out. So I will not just say print this variable, I will not just say print this variable array I, but I'll put some statement there. So I'll say print in quotes if I want it to come out as a statement, I'll put it in a quote. Print 5 asterisk. See, I put 5, sorry, I don't want to use asterisk. Let me put X so that it will be clear. So 5 times, I'm putting in a quote because it should just appear the way it is. Then I want each of the numbers to be changing. If I want each of the numbers to be changing, then I have to call this variable I that is splitting from 1 to 10. So 5 times is in a statement, it comes the way it is. Then let me put I, giving space, put I. Then I want to say 5 times the numbers is equals to. So I'll put equals to in a quote too. Equals to in a quote. Then I'll now call this variable. I'll call this variable array I. Array I. Array I is the variable holding the outcome of 5 times 1. So what array I does is that it tells the result. 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 2, 10. 5 times 2. So this guy produced the result. Why? This 5 times in quotes is just a statement that just appears on its own. This I produces a breakdown of the number from 1 to 10. Then this equals to, normally, and then this guy produces the answer. And when I nest it, the first print will give you 5 times. This I becomes 1. Then the answer is 5. If I nest it again, the next print will be 5 times 2. This number equals to, then this answer becomes 10. Let's see if it works. Shift 5. See it. Very clear. The same answers here, but this time we have a statement showing what is producing this answer. 5 times 1, 5, 5 times 2, 10, 5 times 3, 15. Get that? So please take your time, look at the code, practice it again and again and again so that you can get better. Okay, so the next simple program we're going to be writing would be a program to output even numbers. So let me edit it here. A simple program to output even numbers. Okay. I don't need to use an array, so let me ignore this guy. Let me ignore this thing. Okay, I just go straight to the loop statement. For remember the first 10 even numbers. For I like to use the variable I again to hold it. For I is equals to 1 to 10. I told you that if you want to specify the range, this statement is what does it. And every first statement must have a nest, but after the print, okay? 40, print I. So print the first guy. Then 50. Next, I. Now this program I've just written is just going to bring out a result from 1 to 10. The output will just be 1 to 10. Let me run a shift F5. See, 1 to 10, but that's not what we want to do. We want to print even number. Even number. Even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, thereabouts. Okay, escape to take it back. All right. If you want to print even number, the keyword to use is step. Step. So I'm going to say, since I'm starting from 1 to 10, okay? So if I use step 2, what that means is that after 1, skip the second number, move to the third one. After 3, the third one will be 3. Skip the next number, move to the next one. That will be 5. Okay, that's what step 2 does. So if I run it, you have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. These are even numbers. These are even numbers. Okay, so now let me just write. If you want to write odd numbers, all you need to do is numbers. You have 1, 3, just start from 1. The 1 is there. Then to get even number, start it from 2. Okay, you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, now the next program we are going to write is simply a program that accepts a value to calculate the speed of. Now we're using a keyword input. I told you that whenever you want the user to enter a particular parameter for it to run, you use the keyword input. So let's say input, put in quotes, enter the value for distance. You know, then separate it to the semicolon and save that whatever the user enters with a variable. Since it's distance, I prefer to use D. Okay, then 40. Input. Remember that the formula for speed is equal to distance all over time taken. Then input, we have enter the value for time. I put it in a quote, I close the quote, separate the semicolon, I save it with a T. Sorry, a T. Okay, then 50. Let speed, let S be equals to D, which stands for distance, all over T, which stands for time. Okay, then 60 print S. That's it. Okay, so if I run it, it will prompt me to enter the value for distance. Let me see 10. Enter. Tell me to enter the value for time. Let me say 5. When I run it, it will tell me that speed is equal to 2. Now it just gave me the answer, but I would have loved it to say speed is equals to, then before the answer. So it's just to put the text there. Instead of saying print X, I'll just put a quote and say speed is equal, then close the quote. Then I'll just put S, because S is holding D all over T. So I just put S. Then if I run it, Shift F5, let me put the value again. Let's see, distance is 10, time is 5, speed is equal to 2. Can you see that? So please, let's look at this program again.